Hello, this is Father Tony with Ignite the Maronite, and today in the Maronite Catholic Church, we're celebrating the fifth Sunday of Lent, the healing of the paralytic, found in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 2, verses 1 through 12. And if you recall, this is where the four wonderful friends of a paralyzed man open the roof, lower him down in front of Jesus, and Jesus sees him and says, "My son, your sins are forgiven." There are scribes there who hear that, and they say, "This is blasphemy. Who but God alone can forgive sins?" They say this in their mind, in their heart, and Jesus turns to them and says, "What is easier to say to this man? Your sins are forgiven, or to take up your mat and go home?" And then he says something very interesting. He says, "But that you may know that the Son of Man has authority to forgive sins," he turns to the paralyzed man and says, "Pick up your mat and go home." What does that mean? What is this title, Son of Man? Jesus uses this title for himself and loves this title for himself. We see him say Son of Man many, many times in the Gospels. And what does it mean, though? Well, we have to go to the book of Daniel, chapter 7, especially verses 13 and 14, to understand this title, Son of Man. I read, "As the visions during the night continued, I saw coming with the clouds of heaven one like a son of man. When he reached the Ancient of Days and was presented before him, he received dominion, splendor, and kingship. All nations, peoples, and tongues will serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that shall not pass away. His kingship one that shall not be destroyed." So this title, Son of Man, that Jesus gives to himself is a fulfillment of the prophecy of Daniel, of this Old Testament prophecy. And Pope John Paul II said this is a blending of divine and human, heaven and earth, history and eternity. What Jesus is saying is that he is God, and he is also truly man. And so what we understand is Jesus has the authority of God because he is God, and he has the authority to forgive sins. Later on in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 8:31, we hear about Jesus saying that he, the Son of Man, must suffer and will rise on the third day, that he is the suffering servant, that he will die and rise, conquering sin and death, and that he is also the glorious judge. In Mark 14, verse 62, Jesus says, "You shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power and coming in the clouds of heaven." That he is the glorious judge. He has dominion over heaven and earth, over all creation, and of his kingdom there will be no end. Jesus, the fulfillment of this prophecy of Son of Man, that he is truly God and truly man. And how wonderful is it? He reveals this while curing and healing a man, both soul and body. God bless you.